It's a virtual cooking class and Chit Chat Shop at the same time. What a combo deal. Hi, I'm Chef Andrew. Welcome to Chit Chat Shop, the Isolation Chronicles episode. It's awesome to have you. So tonight we are going to make a great, a fun, simple spring summer dish at home. Nobody wants to turn on the oven and get the broiler going this time of year. So we're going to make nachos, but spring roll nachos. So tonight's a fun little recipe. You can, tune in. Oh, I'm listening to myself over here. That's weird. Anyway, tonight I have our friends from Stream Financial, Patricia and Keith. And then we have a friend of the show, Laura Misener, also joining us as well. So we're going to cook along together. And please join us in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking and any ideas for virtual classes that you'd love to see from all of us at Kitchen Door. Let us know in the comments. Anyway, everybody, can you hear me? Are you there?
Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Laura, Keith, Tricia, great to see you.
Yep.
Tonight we're going to make spring roll nachos. So it's super simple, but really fresh and delicious, and sort of an unconventional take on a very simple spring roll. So to start off, we're going to make a really basic but tasty and versatile peanut sauce. So to start that off tonight, we are just take your small bowl, and then in your kit that you got delivered from Kitchen Door, you've got a little dish with peanut butter and some honey in there. So you just want to scrape that off. That's going to be the base of our peanut sauce right on here. And it's just kind of fun because I feel like we already have a rapport, all you guys. I don't know if anybody tried to tune in last week, but we did the whole show without knowing we weren't even live. So we're old pros now. It's kind of awesome. All right. So we got our peanut butter and honey. That's a task in its own, getting the peanut butter and honey in there. Great. And now we have some ginger and some garlic we need to get ready once we have our peanut butter all set. Keith, you're on garlic today. Excellent.
I'm on garlic today, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Perfect. All right. So with our garlic clove, we want to just take off the little root end of the garlic and just give that a little trim, and then just put that to the side. And then we're going to put our garlic clove on the cutting board. Just aim your blade slightly down and then just give it a gentle whack like that, just to flatten out the garlic, just like so. Perfect. Laura, that was probably the safer way to do that. I appreciate that. Yeah. So if you didn't see Laura, she just put it down and just give it a little stomp like that. I mean, if you have any microaggressions you need to work out from the day, you just channel them into the knife. Otherwise, Laura, I think you're a pretty calm person based on the garlic smash. So you can learn a lot by cooking styles. That's kind of the fun thing about doing these classes. You're in my house, I'm in your house. It's kind of fun. So now we got our awesome. So now we got our flattened garlic, and so just want to tuck your fingers in a little bit to steady the garlic, and then just cut the garlic into smaller pieces. And we're not looking for, a super fine dice or anything, but just enough to break it up so in the sauce you're not going to get a huge chunk of garlic. So I'm just sort of putting my hand on the top of my knife and pivoting it like so, just to break it into some smaller pieces there. And I'm just going to go ahead and share this on Facebook while not with my garlic hand, because that'd be stinky. All right. Now I'm just going to wash that little bit of garlic off my fingers. All right, everybody's got their garlic good to go there?
Good to go.
Yeah.
Excellent. So just take your garlic, put it right in with your peanut butter and your honey, right in there. And then get your ginger out now. So lucky you guys, I've pre-peeled this little knob of ginger for you. But a great way to peel ginger is just with a spoon. You don't want to, if you use a knife, you can end up taking off too much of the outside skin. So here's our ginger, and we're just going to cut this into thin little matchstick size pieces. So just put in the knob of ginger flat on the cutting board. We want to cut straight down into thin strips. So just like so, and just place those strips on your board as you go along. No rush. Just get it as thin as you feel comfortable. And that's kind of where I'm going right there, just so we get nice pops of ginger in our peanut sauce.
Should you ever grate ginger, or should you always cut it thinly?
Well, that's a great question, Tricia, actually. I really like, where is it? I love a microplane. A microplane works very well for ginger. The big thing about ginger is it's got these, these fibers that run throughout it. So whatever you can do to interrupt those fibers is very good. Cutting works really well if you want to get a nice, obviously a fine dice or something. If you grate a lot of it on here, some of those fibers could catch, and then you had to sort of clear it partway through. But there's no problem in grating ginger like that. I just didn't want to depend on everybody having a microplane. That was the only thing. But if you have one, by all means, you can do that up.
I don't have a microplane or a regular size plane, so this works for me.
This works for us too.
That's the great thing about being a chef. You sort of collect a bunch of funny tools along the way. I got a strawberry huller I was using the other day. I use it like 1 month out of the year, but it is so worth it.
So we have a couple of fans of Laura so far. We have Maria Simpson and Ann Anderson saying, "Hello, Laura."
Hello, Maria. Hello, Ann.
Awesome. Great to have some people joining us. Oh, hello, everybody. We have 21 people watching right now, as far as I can see. That's awesome, including my dad. Hi, Dad. Jerry Farrell representing Pictou right now. So back to our ginger. We've got our thin little strips of ginger like so. So if you just want to line them up on your cutting board, and then with your knife, sort of cut them into those matchstick style pieces that I was talking about. So just keeping your fingers tucked in so you're not getting your fingernail in the way of the knife, and just slowly edging that knife back, you can get these nice little pieces of ginger just like so. Keith, is that you on the cutting board this time, or is Tricia doing it?
No, I'm doing it. I sort of got ahead of myself. I'm good. So when does the bulwark come into play?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because it's getting warm in here.
Right.
So cheers, sociable time?
It's sociable time.
Sociable.
So cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Sociable.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's kind of perfect weather for a nice, cold, refreshing cider.
I agree.
Yep.
All right. So now I have a healthy amount of ginger here, and I really like ginger, so that's good for me. So just add whatever amount of ginger you see fit into that bowl with your peanut butter and honey, and get your whisk out, and we're going to just sort of mix these together roughly. The great thing about using peanut butter and honey in this sort of combination is that it's really easy to emulsify. So that's where we're going to add in our remaining ingredients. So I've got some sesame oil. So if you guys want to find sesame oil and soy sauce in 2 tablespoons of each, and that's a 1/4 cup of peanut butter in here as well, if anybody's counting at home. And we just want to put that sesame oil, which has that great sesame flavor, and then the soy sauce right in the bowl with our peanut butter. All right, and now we're just going to mix this all up in our bowl. And it doesn't take much to come together, which is awesome. Now we've got our saltiness from the soy sauce. We've got some really great aromatic flavors in here from the garlic and the ginger. And that sesame oil also, you can probably smell the perfume of it. It smells so good over here. I love sesame oil. There we go. And now we need a little acidity in here. So that's what we have our lime for. So you guys want to take your lime and just give it a little roll on your cutting board, just sort of loosen it up a little bit. And then we're just going to cut this lime right in half, but through the equator. So imagine you got the North Pole there, the South Pole there, and we're going to cut it right through the equator. And then just give it an initial squeeze right over the bowl. And then what I like to do, this is just sort of how to get the most out of your limes, I guess. I like to hold the lime like this, put my thumbs on the opposite side, and then just flip it inside out. And then you can get all that juice from the lime out of it just like that. And I really like lime, so you can go with half a lime, but I'm going to go for a whole lime in this one. I'm just going to, again, squeeze all that juice out.
I always expect to see seeds in limes, but they don't seem to be the same as lemons.
Well, that's why this trick works with limes, and with lemons, you get a mess of seeds everywhere. But yeah, there's just something different in the cultivation, I guess. You don't have the, or in the way it grows, you don't have the seeds inside of it. But they both sting when you get them in a little in your hands. All right. And then if you accidentally got the part of the lime that hangs off the tree in your sauce, you just get rid of that. Stem, that's what it's called, stem. All right, and then we'll just mix this all together once we have it all here. How's everybody doing so far?
So far, so good.
Great. Perfect. So this sauce consistency, this is sort of what I'm looking for here. You know, it sort of holds to the whisk, but if you give it even just a little shake, it'll come off. We're probably going to taste it just before we dress our nachos with it, but and thin it out with a little bit of water, but we'll hold off on that for right now. So once you have all these things mixed together in your peanut sauce, just set it to the side for right now. And then seek out your cucumber and your daikon radish, this fella right here. This is a great mild radish. It's not like as stingy as other radishes, but they're huge. So they're like, imagine like a mutant parsnip and you're barking up the right tree. So we have our little, our daikon. Let's start with that first. And what we want to do is we're going to cut this into a julienne. So nice thin strips about yay long. So I just want to cut it into half moon shapes first, just like so. And just line up the slices next to each other on my board. Robin Doucette is cheering you on, squeezing that lime, Laura.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Jill. I miss Soup Sisters too. Great to see you. Oh, Jill from Soup Sisters is on here. That's awesome. Ellen Hannock, great to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chef Elaine, great to see you. Ivan Chan. Wow, everybody's awesome to see you. This is really, really great. You guys are the stars over there making the peanut sauce, and they're all tuned in for you. So, cheers. And I'm falling behind on my cutting. So now I've got my radishes cut into half moon shapes, and I'm just going to steady them on my board and then cut them into those matchstick sizes that I was talking about, these julienne cut, just like that. So we'll cut these into thin strips. There we go, perfect. And just push them to the side of your cutting board for now because they are soon going to be eaten. We're going to put them right on those nachos. All right, I'm just going to, there we go. I can see everybody again. You know, one thing about working in a kitchen a lot is you don't get used to Zoom calls right off the bat. You got to, I got to adjust. Anyway, great. Everybody's doing a great job there. Laura, you got your daikons ready to go?
Ready to go.
Approved. Awesome. So let's take our cucumber and we're just going to split this right down the middle. And we're not going to go crazy. We're just going to do half moon shapes of the cucumber. So just like so. And I'm going fairly thin just because we don't want it to be any thicker than the nacho chips themselves, which are actually wonton chips. Well, you guys had a little preview of this last week. Aren't those wonton chips something else?
So good. So good.
They never last in our house very long.
All right, so cucumbers all ready to go. Excellent. And then to carry on with the nice and vibrant feel we got going on, we got some cilantro, which we'll put on at the end. But then we also have our green onions. So whenever you guys are ready, just get your green onions out. I'm just going to double check mine. Yep, all good. You always want to check green onions for a little bit of soil right here where the sort of the wings meet the stem, basically. And then we just want to trim off this little root end. But you can actually, if you want, plant these. You can actually grow green onions from that. I've seen people doing it on their windowsills all the time. Tricia, I think you mentioned that before, what great uses you have for these. I've actually seen them deep fried before at restaurants, which is kind of anything. You got to clean them really well, but they taste like green onion. They're tasty. So just want to take these root ends off, put them to the side, and then we're going to take our green onion, and the white part is usually a bit more pungent, a little stronger in flavor. So what I generally like to do is cut it into slightly smaller pieces. And to do that, I just cut that white part in half to start, just like that, leaving the green part intact. So just hold it steady on your board, put your blade through and just pull it through to get your green onion root end. Just cut it in half like that. And then hold your knife at an angle similar to that next to the green onion. And what this is going to do is give you really nice looking spears of green onion, sort of longer cuts. Just like that, which are perfect for garnishing our spring roll nachos here. There we go. So a nice big pieces of green onion like that. That'll be really tasty. Oh, right. Everybody's, oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. Oh, Ian Taylor, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, Ethan Anderson. Yes, remember that trick for the green onions. Good call. Yeah, it's a good way to get a nice looking sliver of green onion just like that. Awesome. So next up, we have our we have our carrot. We sent that to you pre-grated. And then we have our cilantro. So let's just take our cilantro right here. And one thing that's awesome with cilantro is the stems are super tasty as well as the leaves. So you can pick the leaves off and just use them as a nice pretty garnish on top if you like, but you can also use the stems. So what I like to do is just bunch up all the cilantro just like this into a little bundle, and then you can hold it firmly on your cutting board and anchor it, and then slice both the stem and the leaf up at the same time. I do like to do it once one way and then crosswise. I don't have any huge pieces, and you just get a really great cilantro aroma going on. You're not wasting any of those stems. And I forgot to ask, you guys like cilantro, right? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
one of those people that goes really light on cilantro because it tastes very weird to me.
I put it on because it looks pretty, but then I just like move it to the side of my plate when I go to eat it.
Really? Oh,
I'm
this
the
is
exact
controversial.
It's all about the presentation.
That's really funny. Back at Kitchen Door, when we do our cooking classes in the studio, I would always do a little survey, like how many of you like cilantro? It was usually about 1 in 10, 2 in 10 don't like cilantro. But I'm outnumbered right now because I'm pretty sure Adam doesn't like cilantro either.
No, I enjoy cilantro, but I have a question here from Ethan Anderson. Did I miss this where he says why use wonton chips and not tortilla or corn chips?
Oh, just to fit the spring roll theme, by all means. And I'm also plugging what's available at Kitchen Door. So, but there's no reason you can't use, Ethan, potato chips, tortilla chips. You could use lettuce and you got a salad. You can really play around with what you build this on, but all these flavors go really well with a lot of different things. So please don't feel limited by the wonton chips, but just something a little extra fun that really amps up the spring roll vibe that we got going on. So I think we're in the assembly stage. What do you guys say?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So we just need to get a generous plate here. So I just have a nice oval one here myself. And then grab your wonton chips out of your kit. And just spread them out evenly on your plate, just like so. Ellen Hennick says cilantro is the best. Thank you, Ellen. I'll use that right now. I really need
cilantro.
That. Team cilantro. Ugh, I'm going to have another, you know what? I think we should take another sociable break, guys. So cheers to everybody out there on Facebook and everybody, Patricia, Keith, cheers. Laura.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Refreshing. So now we've got our no-bake nachos ready to go. Spread out all your stuff. That's perfect. And now we want to just make our peanut butter sauce just a little bit runnier, I guess. So we want to water it down, but not too much, because even a tablespoon of water at this point will really thin it out. So I'm just going to my tap and just taking a little pinch of water just to make it drizzleable. We want to make it drizzleable. I haven't checked if that's a word, but it better be. Feels right. All right, there we go. And what I like to do is a layer of the peanut butter sauce on top of the nachos, and then a layer on top of all the veggies once they're on. So it kind of works like an amazing glue to sort of keep everything on there. And also, where traditional nachos would have like cheese on them, the mouthfeel of the peanut butter is really nice and silky and almost mimics a nice cheese sauce.
That's going to be the test, I think, to see, are the nachos still good without cheese? So we'll reconvene with the answer.
Exactly. Survey says, let us know down in the comments if you're missing cheese right now. All right, so we got our peanut butter sauce. Mine's thinned out nicely, so just going to go ahead and drizzle it over these nachos. Oh, yes. There we go. And this is going to help all the layers of vegetables stick in place and stick to your chip, because there's nothing worse than going to the tray of nachos, picking up the chip that is underneath all the other chips, thinking you're going to get 2 or 3 chips with it, but you end up with the bare chip. That's not going to happen with this. All right. So now we got, I got a little bit too much. I'm going to spread that out. There we go. Great. So we have our first layer of sauce. And now I want to start layering our vegetables on top. So let's just start with layer all your daikon out there. Just sort of sprinkle that around. Nice white pops of daikon. And the order you do this in doesn't really matter. I just find having a nice lighter base color and then popping it with the green and the carrot and the orange really work. But I mean, it's all going to taste the same when it goes in your mouth. Then we got the daikon sprinkled. So you can go ahead with your cucumber now. And we'll just put these all over. Little half moons of cucumber. Oh, Robin Doucette's missing the cheese. Oh.
Wait, Robin, just wait. I'll make these for you.
I thought cilantro was, okay, good. I thought cilantro was controversial, but cheese. Oof.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
I'm not. It's important that we confront these issues. You know, we need to talk about these things. Don't want to stifle opinions, but it's important. All right, so now carrot time. So let's get our grated carrot. We just sprinkle this all over. And I mean, bean sprouts would be awesome on here too if you had some nice fresh bean sprouts. You can also add any kind of chili sauce you want. You have a little sriracha, you can drizzle that right over the top. That would be fantastic. You can put it in your peanut sauce if you like. And if you're, you don't want to go too spicy, great thing about peanut butter, it sort of numbs some of that chili heat. So you can get that chili flavor without all that chili heat going on. Great, so we have our carrot now, that's all on there. And let's do our green onion. We can just rain down the green onion on top, just like that. And then last but not least, as much or as little cilantro as you like. So we got all these lovely crunchy textures, but there's still one more crunchy texture that we need, something that will really seal the deal. So I'm gonna add another little drizzle of peanut sauce just on the top here. And then we're gonna crush some peanuts to go on top too, because I think we just need to go a little extra with this. I'm gonna crush up some peanuts. And I don't know, you can chop them with your knife if you like, but one thing I've always done with peanuts, and it's just super simple, is just lay them out on your cutting board and just take the peanut sauce bowl and just crush them with the bottom of your bowl. You can by all means chop them with a knife, but they roll around. They can't escape the wrath of this bowl. There we go. Give that bowl a little wipe on the bottom, and you're good to garnish. Oh, yes.
We have comments here.
Great. So I'm just going to check in with the comments. Oh, Adam. Yes.
So Robin Doucette says 4 a.m. nacho date. We can add cheese later. Is that for Laura? Jill Leon says looks fab. Charlotte, it sounds yummy with salty and peanut sauce and chips all together. MD Nick says Laura, you're the Vanna White of cooking classes. And then Jill also says lots of cilantro.
Vanna White of cooking classes. That's fantastic. I mean, I was going for it, but like, whatever, under the... That's great. So here, trying not to tip it over, this is our finished product right here. Spring Roll Nachos. Looks awesome, Laura.
I think last week they were spring roll nachos, but now they're summer roll nachos, right?
Yeah, true. We have had the solstice. It has happened.
Let's get a close-up shot of all you guys. Let's get all of them rated.
Let's get a close-up shot. Hold up your food, There we go. Ooh. Nice one, guys. That is awesome.
The peanut sauce.
This sauce, now that you guys have a decent amount of extra sauce left over, at least I do. You can always be dipping with this, but this is great in the fridge for at least 2 weeks because that peanut butter is gonna get nice and cold in that fridge and it's just gonna stabilize nicely. So you can make this and have it for a while. Make a big batch. It would be awesome. Jane Elizabeth says, good peanut crushing, Keith. Trish, you gonna make those in Cape Breton?
Probably will.
Awesome. Well, everybody, great job. That was fantastic. And I think we streamed live. So bravo. Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Good
job, Adam.
Good work.
Yes. And thanks everybody for tuning in. We've got an awesome amount of classes that I'm working on right now. We're going to be starting in probably the second week of July. So we're going to be posting by the end of next week on kitchendoor.ca our schedule. We're going to have risotto. We're going to have pad thai. We're going to do a lot of fun things that are just great to make at home and techniques that maybe you don't have or something you want to try, that's different. So if you have any ideas for classes, please let us know, comment below. But Keith, Tricia, Laura, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us here.
It's been a pleasure. Anyway, enjoy your nachos, guys. Have a great, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Who knows? And this is Chit Chat Shop, the Isolation Chronicles, signing off. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and cheers.
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 Cheese who?